Chapter 1279, Saint Battle. Chapter 1279, Saint Battle. Proofreader, Papatonks. Everyone looked at Joafan's grin with gaping mouth. Many of them started laughing and mocking his outrageous claim. Joafan was the first in ages to challenge the sacred mountains. He Haodong enjoyed deriding him. Whose fool are you? Are you so slow in the head to spout such nonsense? I am the Luo clan's steward, Joafan. You're that Joafan. He Haodong was silent, then shouted, You're the guy close to Qingcheng? Did you have something to do with her rescue? Humph, it doesn't matter, since it has nothing to do with you. Joafan smirked, flying with Luo Yunhai on his back. You don't need to know where you're going. They turned to Joafan with lost gazes. He's not even in the profound heaven stage yet he can fly. He's full of tricks. One elder roared and flew after him. He shone golden and a giant with 12 shields appeared around him. He was a mid-saint. You're boasting and looking for trouble on the 6th sacred mountain, for that you will die here. You won't escape. We'll see soon enough who among us will die. Humph, as you wish. Joafan quipped, letting black energy flood the heavens and taking the form of a black giant, violent and powerful. They all gasped, He's a saint? How? How could anyone from the 8 emperors' lands have the arts to reach the saint stage? Reaching a higher stage needed more than just talent and perception. A cultivation method was paramount, needing a heaven-ranked method to become a saint, but all such cultivation methods were long since monopolized by the sacred mountains. For a saint to appear outside of the sacred mountains was a slim chance, only through incredible talent or perception in creating their own heaven-ranked cultivation method. The 7 sacred mountains would pursue anyone that was such a man to join them, while the ones that refused just wandered about with few rogue saints about. They were no threat, and they weren't stupid enough to attack the 7 sacred mountains. Maintaining balance of the sacred domain, it was unthinkable how someone had the nerve to use 3 of the sacred mountain's disciples for pawns and then come take someone from their mountain. What was more, it was done by Joafan, whom they all knew to be weak. Everyone was filled with bloodlust. Instead of just minding his own business, he kept thwarting the sacred mountain's plans. He had to die, He Haodong roared. Elder Lu, kill him! Yes, Mountain Lord. Elder Lu grinned in confidence. It was obvious to anyone that one was mid and the other was an early saint. He would win for sure. Soaring demonic dragon. Joafan sneered, and the huge dragon on the giant's chest shot out of it. Boom! A dreadful explosion echoed that shook the skies. Elder Lu had his guard down, taking Joafan for easy pickings, and the black dragon made a half-a-mile large hole in the elder's giant. The 12 shields crumbled to dust. Elder Lu coughed blood as his sacred body collapsed, falling to the ground. Elder Lu. The others cried out, while their minds abuzz from what they saw. Elder Lu is stronger and trained in a high cultivation method on the sacred mountains. How did he lose so fast? Even if the punk has the aptitude to make a cultivation method to reach the saint stage, it can't match with ours, polished over millions of years. A draconic roar echoed, and the black dragon turned on Elder Lu, swallowing him whole. The dragon returned to Joafan's sacred body's chest. The head looked violent as its maw spilled black energy. The others felt a chill down their spines. What a savage sacred body! He Haodong frowned and flew up. Lightning crackled, and a Vajra body with 12 great swords on its back appeared around him. Whoosh! He Haodong took 2 of the thunderblades and hacked at Joafan. Oh, Mountain Lord is going ahead. Is it to save face? Joafan raised an eyebrow. Well, sorry to disappoint. Soaring demonic dragon. The dragon roared once more and came out of the giant's chest, going for He Haodong. Bam! He Haodong was ready, blocking with a thunder blade and using the other to strike. The black dragon got split in 2, vanishing like black mist. Joafan shook and staggered back at the backlash. But then, his giant sported another black dragon head, while Joafan turned serious for once. Humph, you're peak saint after all and have some skill. Cut the crap and die. He Haodong went on the offensive, his two thunder blades sending thousands of sword waves at Zhuofan. Zhuofan had his sacred body dance through the strikes, suddenly pausing when the attacks stopped. Dozens of lashes appeared on his sacred body, his scales broke, turning to dust. Zhuofan shook and blood leaked from his mouth. Luo Yunhai cried, "Big brother Zhua, are you alright? Mountain Lord is formidable." The crowd cheered seeing Zhuofan being pushed back. There's nothing amazing about getting a couple dozen hits in from thousands. This guy is good. He Haodong saw the truth and his expression grew grave. He was a peak saint while the other was a fresh one. It should be an easy job killing him. But the way he avoided most of his attacks showed he lost in that exchange. If they were of equal cultivation, then he himself would die in one hit. This kid isn't normal, that's why Elder Lu suffered. He Haodong's thunderblades flashed through the air as he went for Zhuofan, blocking any chance at dodging. Luo Yunhai cried, "Big brother Zhua. Mountain Lord, kill him." Those below cheered. Zhuofan squinted and shouted, "Come, my sword." "Yes, father." Whoosh! The ignored sword child flew in the sky, turning into a black blade and entering Zhuofan's hand. He Haodong's violent sword hacked at Zhuofan. Boom! With a sudden thunderclap, a black glow shone and the sword vanished. Everyone looked agape, with He Haodong staggering back 2 steps as the 2 thunder blades in his hands crumbled. He Haodong coughed blood and shuddered. He watched as Zhuofan's giant held a black longsword, the same one his real body was holding. Both of them had black flames licking its blade, eerie and sinister. Chapter 1280. Crushing a Sacred Mountain. Chapter 1280. Crushing a Sacred Mountain. Proofreader, Papatongs. He Haodong's face shook, his eyes grew wide. He then turned grave as he got his arm behind him. All that mattered now was winning, regardless of what the enemy came up with. He Haodong charged again, unleashing another sword image, to which Zhuofan merely waved his black sword. Crack. The 2 new thunderblades crumbled to nothing. Everyone gasped, gawking at Zhuofan in disbelief. What sword is that to be so deadly? The 12 thunderblades on Mountain Lord He's back were a part of his sacred body, made of lightning. Like the 12th heaven, purple lightning, tough beyond belief, and at the 6th grade sacred weapon level. How could they just break? He Haodong was just as baffled. Regardless of these issues, he chose to still go through with it. He had come out alone and now he had to finish off Zhuofan to preserve his dignity as the big boss on the mountain. Zhuofan killed Elder Lu, and he came out to win back the loss and get revenge. Falling back now would only bring him shame. He Haodong took a deep breath and roared, "Heaven-breaking swords!" Ding! The remaining 8 thunder blades flew from his back and soared into the sky, appearing like flashes of lightning. Black holes cracked in the sky from their incredible power, forming a net and threatening to break the fabric of space. The 8 thunder blades multiplied into a thunderstorm, ready to rain havoc on the world below. The sheer amount struck fear in all beings. The audience cheered, "Mountain Lord, his supreme martial art is out." It drove terror into the hearts of many 11th-level dragon saints in the past Great War. Now it was used on some poor lonely bastard, who would ever have the same honor of facing Mountain Lord He's ultimate skill alone? Mountain Lord He hasn't used it in ages, and now the crowd was excited to see it again. All smirked at Zhuofan's plight, writing him off. "Humph, it's all over for you. Even with your hard blade, there's nothing you can do against a flood of sword waves. Your sacred body will be crushed and death will surely follow. Ha ha ha, there will be nothing left of you to bury. You should be honored to die at the same move that defeated many dragons." Humph. All the saints took it as Zhuofan's doom, while Luo Yunhai looked on with worry. Zhuofan just smiled and grinned. "Sword child, wanna give it a try?" "Dad, it's merely a concept and I haven't understood it. It's too risky against so many enemies." Sword child sighed. Zhuofan didn't care. "It's because there's so many that makes it a good practice run. Where else am I supposed to test it? I let the fight drag out just so I could train." "All right, try it then." Divine Eye of the Void and the apocalyptic sword together. The sword shook and black energy seeped out. "Kill!" He Haodong signaled and the thunder blades fell like a torrent of heavy rain, right on Juofan's head. The immense pressure had the black energy on Juofan's giant tremble. All looked on with sneers. Juofan was confident as he raised the demonic sword. Juofan and the giant's right eye shone in 9 golden halos, divine eye of the void 9th stage, void eater. Apocalyptic sword art, obliterate! Juofan and Sword Child shouted at the same time, and the giant spun, cutting with the great sword all around. The space warped around it under the eerie power, spreading out farther and farther away. The incoming deadly thunderblades warped as well, with the space around them vanishing into nothing. Not a single thunderblade could ever get within 10 meters of Juofan, vanishing into thin air. He Haodong guffawed. What the hell? The others were stumped as well. Where are the lightning swords? Where did they go? Ah! A sudden cry broke the stifling silence. They looked up to see He Haodong's Vajra sacred body twisting like the thunder blades. He couldn't even get away. The sacred body twisted beyond recognition before vanishing under the eyes of all the saints. He Haodong gasped and shouted, "What kind of martial art is this? Mountain Lord shouldn't you be asking about your son's death instead?" "What?" He Haodong shuddered. Juofan nodded. "Yes, I killed him." "You!" He Haodong raged, clenching his fists and then popping out of existence just like that. The others were overwhelmed with shock. Where's Mountain Lord Did he die? The guy used one creepy art. What on earth did it do? Even Luo Yunhai on Juofan's back was baffled. Big Brother Zhuo. Ha ha ha, it's the first trial run, so of course you don't know. Juofan explained. After becoming a saint, my divine eye of the void reached the 9th stage, Void Eater, allowing it to devour all space in my domain. Sword Child used his strongest apocalyptic sword art in correlation with my attack to form an apocalyptic void and annihilate all in my domain before they even notice. As the devouring spreads out, any caught within it will vanish before they know it. Luo Yunhai gasped. Then you can kill anyone, even those caught off guard, before they even know it. Not quite. This skill uses apocalyptic sword art, and if the other has higher swordsmanship, then I can't touch him. There's someone who can block your sword when a peak saint couldn't? Luo Yunhai started. Juofan was grave. Of course, since peak saint is nothing. I've always been afraid of the one equal to me, no, the one above me. Juofan felt a heavy weight on his shoulder, thinking how the enemy was 3 stages above in the divine eye of the void whoosh. Juofan shuddered and the black giant vanished. Luo Yunhai asked, "Big Brother Zhuo. He's spent. Let's get him and force him to give Mountain Lord back. He must have used some trick to grab Mountain Lord The saints roared in hundreds, charged with their power on display. Juofan wiped his brow and said to Luo Yunhai, "I'm not used to the 9th stage, and it takes a lot out of me. Killing a peak saint, and working in combination with Sword Child to unleash that attack left me empty. What do we do?" Luo Yunhai glanced at the savage saints coming to kill them. Juofan smirked. "Like I said, crush them." Chapter 1281, Overwhelming Shock. Chapter 1281, Overwhelming Shock. Proofreader, Papatongs. Crush them? How, when there's so many? Luo Yunhai didn't understand. Juofan smirked. With this, Juofan took out a huge golden fireball. Its dreaded power surged around, forcing the many sacred bodies to halt in fear. What is that? Why does it feel so scary? A dragon breath pill. Juofan smiled at the familiar ball. Decimating dragon ancestor gave me 3 of these in mortal domain, each unleashing his full power. I wasted one for revenge, another against heaven sealing CAO, and this is the last. I planned to save it when things got dire, especially against him, but I have no choice. Since these guys want to die so much, I'll oblige them, ha ha ha. Juofan flicked the huge fireball on top of their heads, laughing. Here's a present for you. I, Juofan, am a man of my word. I said I'll crush you, and that's what I'll do, ha ha ha. We have to block it. The others felt the tremendous power of the dragon breath pill and shouted. Everyone used their best skills against it along with their sacred bodies. Despite the hundreds of saints using enough power to destroy the world, it was still not enough to even shake the fireball. It hardly even shrank under the fearful eyes of all. The golden fireball struck them. Boom! A huge explosion was unleashed, followed by a sudden heat wave. The decimating golden flame swallowed the sixth sacred mountain whole. The mighty saint army had no time to scream their last before they burned to ashes. Their tough bodies were eroded and vanished, even faster than when Zhuofan handled He Haodong in seconds. The sixth sacred mountain was a raging sea of golden flames. The beautiful sceneries, the fancy pavilions, all were reduced to dust in just one strike. A great sacred mountain now disappeared from reality. Only the golden sea of flames was the sole proof of it ever existing, and of the horror that was unleashed to erase it. Luo Yunhai's face twitched as he gasped. He never got to see such an astonishing spectacle in his life. Big brother Zhua, that's why you weren't scared. You had such a trick up your sleeve. A shame it was the last one. Zhuofan clicked his tongue. Next time I meet tough opposition, better keep my nose down. Then again, there probably aren't that many out there at my level, haha. Luo Yunhai nodded. You killed the sixth sacred mountain lord, that means you can dominate anyone in the sacred domain in a duel. You're also the only one in the clan capable of fighting the sacred mountains. What do we do when the other mountains come knocking? It's for that reason that I used the precious dragon breath pill to crush the sixth sacred mountain. Zhuofan eased a breath. The worst thing about humans is their cowardly natures, the sacred mountains included. The stronger you are, the more afraid they'll be. If I had left it after saving you and Qinqing, then all of the sacred mountains would have come for revenge. Since I killed those entitled pricks, the sacred mountains, who value reputation and dignity above all else, will definitely have come in force. Luo Yunhai was grave. Yes, the sacred domain is just like the mortal domain. The higher-ups or emperors are nothing but hypocrites. For their name, they'll never see reason nor honor. That's why I crushed the sixth sacred mountain, to give them a fright. They don't know my limit and won't rush to get me out of fear of suffering the same fate. We can drag it out for a year and a bit, wait on the dragon's report so that we may really have a fighting chance against the sacred mountains. Before that, bluffing is the way to go. Luo Yunhai smiled. Just like when the Luo clan got set up and Veiled Dragon Pavilion thought we were something big when we had nothing. Yeah, the sacred mountains may believe that we still have dragon breath pills when in reality we've already run out. Zhuofan smirked and the two laughed. Luo Yunhai frowned. Mountain Lord, he said, someone took Qinqing, but who and to where? Zhuofan's eyes shone. If he came to the sacred mountains, he could have easily killed some girl. But now I don't know where to look for her. The expert had to be a top power in the sacred domain. Out of the 7 sacred mountains, that leaves Dragonlands. But it doesn't look like they would move. Maybe there's some hidden power like us. Could be, but that would be even worse. Zhuofan sighed, leaving after giving the flames one last look. Let's go. I'll think about Qinqing later. We now need to spread this news throughout the 8 emperors' lands. We'll grasp the people's support and become their leader. Once the dragons respond, we can crush the rest of the sacred mountains and usher in a brave new world. Zhuofan left the sea of flames. A shadow watched him go from a distance, decimating dragon ancestors' fire. He's with the sacred beast. Ugh. The man shook and looked back to see Chu Qinqing groaning. The man shook his head. The kid has different tastes now, giving a sovereign path to this girl, ha ha. The man left as well. A month later, news of the 6th sacred mountain's destruction rocked the sacred domain. The top power in the sacred domain for eons up and got crushed just 'cause you said so? Not even the dragons would do it if they could. They can crush a mountain as well, but they could never destroy all of them. For even dragons could be surrounded and defeated as more and more mountains joined the attack. That was why the dragons had no chance against the sacred mountains now, though the 6th sacred mountain was no more. It left people in disbelief. for this meant one thing only, that the other party was so strong it could finish a mountain like nothing, and that it was so large that it trumped the sixth sacred mountain's defenses, stopping them from even calling for help. When did the sacred domain have such a powerful group? People shook their heads. Damn blasted rumor. How come something like this happens? What fool would believe this crap? Ha ha ha, what morons. Then came the Luo clan's announcement, stirring the people once more. The rumor they wrote off as exaggeration ended up confirmed. That meant they could believe it, leaving the people in shock that a sacred mountain was no more. What was even more astonishing was that the new Luo clan from the 8 Emperors' lands was the one that did it. Is the Luo clan that strong? Can they go to war and crush the sacred mountains just 'cause they say it? That's the everlasting sacred mountains for eons and eons we're talking about here. Some upstart clan up and wasted the 6th mountain and its people? Everyone in the sacred domain felt numb, their world view crumbling. So sacred mountains aren't that tough like they claim. Their day has come and a new overlord will replace them. Chapter 1282, Mirror Moon Cottage. Chapter 1282, Mirror Moon Cottage. Proofreader, Papatonks. In the large hall on the 7th sacred mountain, 6 elders sat in their chairs, overlooking the 3 youths below. The 3 youths kneeled in respect. The elder with the long beard nodded. You have been carefully selected among all the talents to go out and replace Su Tianchuan and the other 2 in taking over the 8 Emperors' lands. I hope you won't disappoint us like they did. Mountain Lord, we won't fail you. They cupped their hands and declared. The elders nodded with smiles. Su Tianchuan's group had been an utter disappointment, but if there was one thing the sacred mountains had, it was disciples. They had done a harsher selection this time around and chosen the best of the best to replace those fools. This should settle it, ha ha ha. The elder with the long beard waved them away. You're to leave in 3 days. Yes, Mountain Lord. They bowed again as they withdrew. The elder with the long beard turned to the others. I have high hopes for these 3. They aren't arrogant and reckless. They are more than enough to take over the 8 Emperors' lands. Yeah. The others nodded, and an elder with white brows added, Old he has been gone for a long time to just be setting those 3 brats straight. What's taking him so long? We haven't heard from the brats either. Strange. The others squinted. The elder with the long beard waved it off. Ha ha ha, those brats must have been so berated by old he that they feel too ashamed to come back. They must be working hard to make up for their mistakes in the 8 Emperors' lands. It may take time to uproot the devious and heinous Luo clan from this world and restore the sacred mountain's dignity. Old he must be keeping watch. Everything should be fine, ha ha ha. Everyone nodded and smiled. Mountain Lord, this is bad. A shocked voice came from outside. The elder with the long beard frowned and shouted back, What happened that has you so panicked? Report. Mountain Lord, this is really bad. A young man entered the hall incoherent and distraught. He fell to his knees and stammered, It's crazy, utter madness. What is? Speak clearly. The 8 Emperors' lands have risen up. The youth yelled. Su Tianchuan and the 2 senior brothers were killed by the Luo clan, and their heads are hanging on the Luo clan's gate. They also declared to all the lands that they'll eliminate the 7 sacred mountains. What? The 6 elders were shocked, with the elder with the long beard slapping his armrest in rage. Outrageous! The Luo clan must have gone mad to kill someone from the sacred mountains. And they even dare say something like that? Humph, they should have been removed from the start. Tell some elders to annihilate the Luo clan. Let all of the 8 Emperors' lands know what braggarts get for running their mouth. The disciple cried there, still not going out. The elder with the long beard roared, What are you standing there for? I gave you an order. Mountain Lord, I don't believe a few elders are enough. This involves the 6th sacred mountain. Allow me to finish. What? A few sacred mountains elders aren't enough for a nobody clan? I even thought it was too much. The elder with the long beard shook and glared. Who is your master? You dare question my orders? The disciple reported, Mountain Lord, I'd never. There's just another matter I need to report. Mountain Lord can decide after Sir hears it. Speak. The sixth sacred mountain is no more. Of. The 6 old men went wide-eyed from disbelief. The elder with the long beard blinked at a loss. See, come again? The youth repeated himself, and the head elder finally clutched his sparse hair in shock. This can't be. The elder with the long beard howled at last. Old He's sixth sacred mountain has many experts with hardly anyone daring to attack it, with no one capable of crushing it. Where did you get that information? Don't go spouting things. The youth's lips quivered. Mountain Lord, I'd wish for it to be fake, but I was sent to look into the sixth sacred mountain and saw it destroyed. The entire mountain is gone, now replaced by a strange golden sea of flames. It burns for thousands upon thousands of miles. Mountain Lords can go inspect it for themselves. Plop. The elder with the long beard slumped in his chair, lost. For the disciple to say that it meant this was real, how could a mighty sacred mountain? The elders were dark, their hearts sinking in fear. If the sixth sacred mountain was gone, then what about the rest? They all shuddered. The grand and godlike mountain lords for thousands of years might be gone overnight. Dread gripped their hearts. Who did it? Did you find out? As long as the culprit doesn't say it, it will be hard to find out. The elder with white brows spoke in shock. The others nodded, their faced hard. The disciple bowed. Mountain Lords, there's no need to investigate, for the culprit declared it himself. Who? They all shouted at the same time. The youth muttered, the Luo clan from the 8 Emperors' lands. What? Mountain Lords, the information first came from the Luo clan's announcements. It declares that Mountain Lord he had gone to the Luo clan and took their clan head. So the head steward Zhuofan went to the sixth sacred mountain in rage. He not only rescued his clan head but also flattened the mountain. The youth retold the same words on the declaration. No one took it seriously when they declared war, but with the sixth sacred mountain gone, the 8 Emperors' lands are boiling. The people go to the Luo clan and help them defeat us. All of Emperor lands see us with enmity. Mountain Lords, this is why I did not convey your order. With the Emperor lands as our enemy, sending someone will have all eyes on them, but with the Luo clan having the power to destroy a mountain, there's even more reason to be prudent. Sending the elders will only get them killed. I ask Mountain Lord to reconsider. The elder with the long beard's face twitched and clenched his fists. A puny 8 Emperors' land clan dared to destroy a sacred mountain? Something just isn't right here. Yeah, this much power is a rarity. Unless... What? The head elder turned to the elder with white brows. The latter continued, do you all remember the ancient legend? You mean... The 10 sovereigns fell, the 5 beasts vanquished, Shu Jing is gone, and the sacred mountains live on. The elder with white brows said, after the supreme experts vanished in ancient times, the sacred mountains took over the sacred domain, but there's one place that still strikes fear in us. Mirror Moon Cottage. They all shouted. The elder with white brows continued, yes, the lord of Mirror Moon Cottage, Sir Shui Jing, is rumored to be exceptional. Some of our people offended him in ignorance, and made thousands of saints on 7 sacred mountains die. No one knew what happened or who triggered it. Since then, the 7 sacred mountains made a rule to never mess with Sir Shui Jing and his people. After all these years, with the sacred mountains growing with every generation, Sir Shui Jing was never seen again and was forgotten. Now that the 6th sacred mountain is destroyed, it made me remember about an old senior's warning. Maybe the Luo clan is theirs. SSS. Everyone gasped, their hearts shuddering. If it were true, then they had brought doom to themselves. That you're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.